Welcome everyone. So today we wanted to introduce you to the Azure Data Engineering professional training from Academy of Data. So this is a unique training, which is a composition of multiple tech stacks and also which is also relevant in the current market. And I know many of this batch, in which we are doing for this demo are especially freshers, or also some people are experienced candidate as well. And you are also listening to certain terms like, data engineers as a role for the first time. So this is mostly this kind of demo is just mostly to make sure that you also understand what exactly we do and what is the how this course can actually help you for a better career. So before we go forward, there are two trainers for this program. So ideally, this is a course which spans around 3 to 4 months in general, only the training. And of course, there are also internship things and all, which we'll talk about it. But in general, knowing your training is the first thing is what I believe in. So my name is Kumar and I'm a Databricks evangelist. And when I say Databricks evangelist, so I've worked for Databricks in the past. And again, so this is a company, which is providing the data analytics solutions. And this is one of the top-notch companies in the world right now. And we'll talk about in detail about what exactly Databricks and all, in the coming slides. But for now, wanted to talk about myself as I worked on Databricks for a very long time, and I had 13 plus years of experience in data engineering, Azure, and Databricks. And I'm also one of I got uh, one of the award from IBM for the Great Mind Challenges award in the past. And also, yeah, so what I believe in, yeah, so strong leadership and also helping students excel in life and career. And also, continuous learning is something which is a successful path for any individual who are in IT services today. And as a trainer, I'm a trainer for Azure, SQL, Python, and Databricks. Previously, I was also associated with Edureka, and 4 to 5 other organizations as well on the trainings, especially on the IT and software trainings. And we also have another trainer who is also going to be part of the journey. So his name is Venkat, and he's having a 12 years of experience in data engineering, Azure, and Databricks. And he is also a solution architect for the organization which we lead as well. We also have a consulting wing, and he was a lead data architect for that. And also, he successfully led data engineering solutions for eBay in UK, which is one of the projects which we have done from a consulting side of things. And all our trainers, both Kumar and Venkat, are certified on cloud and data engineering technologies. And so Venkat is a trainer for Azure Data Framework. So in total, the average trained students by Kumar and Venkat are going to be at 800 data engineers till date. So which is a massive amount. So I'll go detail about the course right now. So what exactly is the offerings right now, and why we're actually going into this site. I'll give some details again. But for now, this course is more about exploring the cloud, Azure cloud. So there are three major clouds, which is Azure, Google Cloud, and AWS. And here the focus is on entirety is on Azure. And so why Azure is also one of the popular clouds in the market, which is also, and when it comes to data, so there are different services any cloud will bring. And in that, we are going to be an Azure cloud engineer for sure, but you'll be working on the data specific technology stack. And as part of this course, we are actually working upon larger data set, which is called big data. So whenever the data sets are huge, which cannot be handled by the traditional database systems, so we call that kind of data sets as going to be big data systems. So you can take a lot of examples for that. For example, you're talking about the GPS system. We are talking about real-time data that always comes from the sensors for tsunami warning system. So there are a lot of data sets which are creating, every second, the data is being created. So to process that, it's not easy to process with traditional databases, and you need the latest tech stack, which Azure Cloud is going to provide. And we are going to talk about those in the coming slide. And at the same time, since we're talking about data engineering in specifically, so there are a few things that you need to also understand, in detail as part of the course. And we actually, focus on extracting data from various sources, especially databases. Uh, you can talk about files. You can talk about anywhere, cloud files like, which are in S3, GCP buckets, anywhere. So the data can be anywhere or any type or any format. And we need to be extracting the data. And that is something which is the first thing which you learn as part of the course as a data engineer and transforming them. So you can transform data using SQL, or not only that, you can also do a lot of changes, in a data frame specific tech stacks, which we'll be talking as well in the future. And you should also load the data into relational database and data lake. So it is very early to talk about, what is the difference between data lake or what are lake house and all. But many people already know what is a data warehouse if you are coming from computer science background. But if you are not coming from computer science backgrounds, or you're coming from non-IT, it's still okay. So we actually talk about the basics as well from a database, and we work on SQL queries. And we also will actually talk about what exactly is the requirement for building a data lake, and how a combination of data warehouse and data lakes will help you. Now, what is a data warehouse? And all those questions will be definitely looked upon as part of the course, and you'll be one of the finest person who can work upon data warehouses with good understanding of data models and the kind of data schemas it's in the market. And you'll also run workloads on Azure Cloud, so which is 100% reliable.
Hello, sir, you are not audible, sir.
Sir, we lost you.
Hello. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Sorry, guys. He'll join back. Uh, give us 1 minute.
Team, I'm back. Sorry for the slight deviation. There was this Diwali model. I mean, I think there's no guaranteed service on certain things here. Sorry for that. Uh, I'm audible, guys, right now?
Yes, sir,
Yes.
audible, sir.
Yeah. Very sorry for that. It's very rare. I mean, it happened. Sorry for that. We don't have. Yeah. Anyway, coming back here. So we're going to talk about the Python and Apache Spark, and which helps in running the data pipelines in distributed compute. And we're talking about now creating notebooks and running Spark pipelines in Databricks. So these are the things that we should be focusing upon as part of the training model. And what exactly is a data pipeline? What exactly is a real use case? So these things will be discussed in detail. And there are multiple ways of implementation in this. One is going to be using Databricks, one is using Azure Data Factory. And we're going to talk about all this as part of the course. And here we also were planning about training and internship up to 6 months with certification assistance. So we'll talk about now what are the certifications again as part of the course again. Let me talk about the technology stack. So whatever I actually have told in detail, in writing, I'm just going to put logos and then introduce you as well. So one of them is Azure Cloud, I mean, which is very popular and many people are using it even in colleges today. So and then we'll be talking about it. But here we'll be going into very detailed exploration of what are the Azure services like, virtual machines. We talk about creating storages. We talked about, availability zone, spot instances, and we talked about Azure SQL as well. And at the same time, we'll also talk about virtual networks, how to create a network, how to provide addressing and all. Very detailed we'll be working upon on the technology stack on Azure. So it's not like, you're going to learn, just like in Azure, like, login and all, not like that. You'll also do a lot of scripting as well as part of it in Azure Cloud. And that actually changes the way that, you visualize Azure Cloud in the first place. So cloud is the infrastructure in which we're talking about data engineering stack. And we're actually going to have that. And you'll be also working on Azure 900 AZ900 certification as well as part of this training program. So this will be working upon very rigorously, and 95% of the people who are in our courses are successful Azure certified. So far, who are as enrolled into it. So that is one of the best thing that happened so far. And then, so SQL is very important. We go from the basic to the advanced level of understanding of base of SQL, but we'll be talking about the remote databases. When we take remote databases, a SQL database hosted on the cloud, and what are the JDBs and ODBC drivers? How do you connect to it? And how can you actually start the querying? And then you'll be talking about DDLT, ML, for a while, just for a few hours, and we'll be going for the advanced option as well. I mean, we go for joins and after that, complex queries as well. So this is what we'll do with SQL. But this is the data set which is on the cloud. You'll not be installing anything on a local machine, but everything is going to be cloud labs in these two areas. And then we slowly go into Python. So Python, is a de facto leader right now. When you talk about what is the way of implementing data use cases, or mostly data science or data engineers. When I say data engineering, data science, we'll also understand what is the difference anyway for now. But let's get into the Python. Okay, so Python as a programming is a successful program language for implementation of data use cases, and you'll be learning Python from the basic to the advanced areas. So which covers all the programming aspects, right? So like you talk about data types, variables, and then functions, and again we'll also talk about mostly with classes, and we'll also go with intermodal of question. What exactly is a yield function versus a return? How does it work? I mean, those kind of use cases will be studied, and we do have very good data set of all the integration that generally comes in Python questions as part of the data stack. And then we talk about Databricks. So Apache Spark on Databricks is one of the important things which you're learning as a data framework. And Apache Spark is something which Databricks is a company which has built it. And because this is a service which is hosted on Azure Cloud, so we are bringing it here. And the advantage of learning Apache Spark on Databricks is this Databricks is a service which is hosted on all the three clouds. So because you're working here, you are actually learning this here. You'll be working on all the other two areas as well. I mean, you can get a job even in the companies which are using AWS as well Google Cloud. So there's a reason we take Databricks in the center, and there's the best reason we are seeing good placement as well. And at the same time, it's so easy to work with Apache Spark on Databricks rather than Apache Spark on traditional systems. So I'll go into detail, even if I'm not covering everything for your understanding, but we'll take your time, and then we'll work very rigorously as well in the future. And then we have Azure Data Factory. See, what you have done with using Python and Apache Spark, can we do it using drag and drop techniques? Yes, we have a way, which is Azure Data Factory. We can't do everything, but we can do most of the use cases, and we are going to bring to your attention on Azure Data Factory as well. It's a ETL tool on the cloud, which is just a drag and drop to do the ETL framework, extracting the data and transforming and loading. So what is an extract, transform, load, and all? Will come into the demo use cases in the future sessions, and then we can work upon it for sure. But ADF and Databricks are the heart of Python. Yeah, are the heart of what we are doing. And we're also introducing a new module this time with generative AI, because there are some new scenarios that can come in. So especially in these areas like, so for example, recently Air India was taken over, right, from the government of India. Can anybody tell who has taken over Air India? Anybody want to tell me? So who has taken over Air India from the government of India? Who purchased Air India? It's okay. You can unmute and you can talk, or you wanted to put it in chat also is fine. So the question here is, I'm going to repeat it again. So who has taken over Air India from Government of India. Who has purchased it? So previously, Air India is a government organization.
Data.
Yeah, Tata. That's great. So yeah, so you already know Tata has taken over. So when Tata has taken over, the important question, as a CEO of an organization, if I wanted to find out, so who is the one, which is the flights that are delayed in Frankfurt, okay? So we're talking about Germany. So we have something called Frankfurt as a city, and suddenly, there is a situation where we wanted to know where exactly is the delay happening, right? So you definitely capture about start time, end time of each of the flights in the database. But remember one thing is, even though you're doing all these things, there was little trouble. Like, by the time, the management knows which are delayed and all, the time is over. At the same time, somebody has to go into a database and doing a query is also not good, or an application is not good. Now, there's a generative AI application which you can create. Just tell, so which are the flights which are delayed in Frankfurt of Air India. You just give that, and now the answer is coming out. Okay, so that's the power of generative AI. So you're doing a lot of activities as part of data engineering, and you're utilizing the power of generative AI to build a proper use case. So this is something which you're going to work upon. The interesting use case which came. So previously, previous courses don't have it. So this is the add-on which we are going it, because generative AI is required, and we feel that adding it to the tech stack of the data engineering will definitely help. A person who can be a data engineer will also be think of data science use case as well. So this is a perfect use case which we wanted to bring it to your attention. Correct? So I wanted to talk about your role as a data engineer. Think that you want to choose like a data engineer. So many people already have utilized the word, or market is flooded up with word of data analyst, data engineer, data science. So which is the best? Okay. Now everything is best in its own way, but I do feel data engineering has the right potential for any engineer coming who wanted to understand the tech stack and infrastructure in the first place, and then wanted to build data pipelines, which actually make sure that management gets the right information to make some decisions. So data engineers roles are permanent than the data science roles, because there's always reasons. But first we'll understand why data engineer. What is the role of data engineer again? So you're going to design, build, and maintain data lakes and data warehouse. I said last time, we are going to build data warehouses again, or data lakes. So you're going to do that, as a data engineer, you'll be trying out, which are the tables that has to be loaded. And these tables are something which are the source of truth for the organization to take decisions. All right. So that is important. So as I said, if the CEO of Air India wanted to find out which is the flights in Frankfurt which are delayed, so he need to know the truth, right? So from the database tables. So for that, right, so the data engineers are the people who extract the data, transform it, and load the data into this data warehouse or data lakes. We'll work on the definitions of data warehouse and data lakes in the coming days. If you are really interested in enthralling for sure, and we'll make sure that you get a better understanding. And you'll also provide data access to reporting and machine learning users. So this is very important. If any data scientist has to work upon, right? So remember one thing: data scientists can only work only if there's a proper, who are doing machine learning, model creation and all, they can only work when they have the proper data. And data engineers are the people who create the data pipelines and giving the data to the machine learning. Without data engineers, no company can actually get the proper data, and no machine learning or no data science projects will kick in. So it's all about the data engineers who lead this effort of getting the right data. Now, you also have to run workloads in cloud infrastructure like Azure, AWS, and GCP, Google Cloud. So this is the best part. So being a data engineer, you'll work 100% on the cloud infrastructure. So you work with a very good, amazing knowledge on the internals of how to manage your infrastructure. So there is a situation, right? Think of it is a holiday, Diwali sale. So think of, Amazon, Amazon is actually doing some very heavy sale. Now everybody wanted to buy crackers or some items, in online. Think of use case, or related items. People buy it, or people are available because it's a holiday and they wanted to buy it. So that time the workloads is in the cloud infrastructure, and then the scaling has to happen. Now from 20,000 users, in a specific region, 2 lakhs users are going to utilize. Now how do you scale up? Now there's a very big question that are going to be answered, and data engineers are the perfect choice for those, and you are going to work on those areas as well. And you'll also collaborate with business analysts and machine learning stakeholders to design data architecture. You'll work very closely to understand what kind of data is coming, what kind of data has to be utilized by business analysts who don't know technical things, but they wanted to understand. So when I said the question of, how do I find the delayed flights, right? If Tata CEO, who recently got appointed, wanted to understand, because before it was government of India, they did not have this kind of, implementation. But now, after Tata has taken over, how can they come into profits, right? Understanding, what kind of services they can offer in a better by using the power of data, and they're already utilizing it. And here you can actually see business analysts who are appointed by the CEO will actually understand, okay, so what are the data coming in, and then he'll give the reports. And you have machine learning stakeholders to design data architecture. And you have and again, due to rapid growth of data, the role of data engineer has become increasingly important in the market. All right. So these are the things which I wanted to bring to your attention on what a data engineer is. And now the question will be, is the data science core more better, or data engineer core or no is better? So I'm telling you, both are good in its own way. And when you talk about uh, again, you see, the other thing is, if you talk about now which is the fastest growing IT roles, not the data scientist, to be frank, it is data engineers. So we have given data engineering courses from very long time. Not the year. We are doing it constantly from the past 1.5 years, and we are always seeing that the growth is tremendous. For example, even we as an organization called Academy of Data, we use a lot of data sets. We also understand it, and we working on planning to working on data pipeline. See, every small organization also works on data. So that is the important thing. For example, so if you wanted to plan a schedule for training courses, how do you find it? Okay, as a data engineer, how do you actually have to tell which is the best? Best for the planning team. Okay, for the planning team of Academy Audit. How can I tell it? So I can actually get this data set of all the student enrollment per year and figure out that at the time of April May, I can generally see more people are getting enrolled because they're coming out of colleges, and people who are not placed are definitely looking for it. Or at a November or December, that is the usual times where people are looking for, placement opportunities, and then they're still in college and they want internship opportunities, or they want to make sure that their career growth is very good at that point of time by taking certification. So these are the two areas which we found out and we come across. Yeah, please, all of you, can you please unmute, please, all of you? Yeah, yeah. Sangareddy, can you be unmute, please? Sorry for that. Yeah, thank you. All right, so data engine is very important because if you want to talk about a 360 degrees view of your business, you have to talk about data engineers. So that's what I want to bring. Now, if you have any questions, you can stop me. I know I'm going on one way, but the intention is to have a better discussion as well. You have any questions, you can come out. And also, you have any questions, you can also post in the chat, please, anytime. Please don't wait for me. So you can always have a post in the questions, and I'll actually answer it whenever I can see it. And the other thing is, so the questions are about, what is a growing career, right? So if you wanted to get into it, data is a growth career for sure. And being a data engineer is some of the perfect things that you can be. And the advantage of data engineers is he can work on cloud, he can work on Python. I mean, as a programmer, he works on new age tech stack called, Apache Spark, and he works on big data, and he work on data set building. So he is a multi-talented person, okay, as an individual. He works on tools as well. And again, he works on the business use case. And nowadays, data engineers also are working on generative AI use cases as well. So which means the gap is going to go down between data scientists and engineers nowadays. I mean, so if it is too complex and you need to build ML models and all very quickly and all, you may have a data scientist. But if it is small things and all, you already have models built already and you want to utilize it. So data engineer role is the best one right now. All right, any questions? Oh, awesome. So anyway, the median salary of data engineers is what I want to bring in here. So the median, so it's not the highest. We're talking about median. So we have seen 0 to 3 years of experience. We are seeing a lot of people who actually averaged above 7 lakhs. I mean, there are people at 12 to 15 as well per annum, which is a very common scene for the data engineering market. And but again, so it all depends on individual how he's, I mean, and the companies which is applying for it. But what I see as a median is the average salaries, if I see for any software developer, and and when you talk about any cloud engineer, so data engineers are having the best average across the industry so far. Okay. So, and these are median salary, not the extra on the other side. So, data engineers have a very heavy salary uh, because of the tech stack what they're bringing in. So, and remember one thing is because I see a lot of people here came, I think in the 22 people what we have, 2 people are somewhat having experience or 20 people coming from college. So what exactly make you to get a decent job? Okay, so it's all about your skill. Upskilling yourself into latest tech stack is something which is the one which generally helps. I mean, this is not tell only by me. People in any IT world, your uncles or no, your faculty and all. Many people tell that if I upskill on the latest tech stack, it definitely helps you or not. Yes, it is the case, and this is what we are bringing to the table, and it's going to help. All right. So a very important update which I wanted to bring to you is, what exactly, okay, you're giving the course. Okay, what about employment? Okay. So these are very common question. So from Academy of Data, we believe in, to work with, various technology company in consulting and all. And we also have our own consulting division as well, which also work. So one of the company, we also work on eBay and, some other projects in the past. Again, we are also working on new clients as well. But for now, I wanted to showcase in all the companies that are tied up with Academy of Data. So there's a company called Techilligence. So they're based out of Dallas in the US, and they recently set up their global capability centers in Hyderabad and Visakhapatnam. And they have taken around, a very good number of candidates from us. I mean, I'll give the stats later. So Techilligence is one of the top one, and they're also partners with Databricks as a company. And then, we're partnering with them, and they have built the entire team from taking from Academy of Data. So that's one thing which is great, and there is more need for them for the next coming year, and we already have some request of giving 10 more engineers for that for this from Academy of Data. And the second one is Lumen Data. So Lumen Data is one of the closest partner, and they said about there is a hiring which is actually happening at this point of time. So they wanted two data engineers, which is something which we are given, but we had a partnership for a very long time. So February is going to come where they wanted some four requirements in the coming year. So we also had Kanini and Cellstrat. So Kanini has taken last year, but again they are going to come again for the placement. But Cellstrat is another company which is an AI company focused on AI development and all. But the infrastructure is something which is on Azure. So they have taken one engineer recently from our company, only this month. And we have three other company partners, Test Perform, Alpha Analytics, and Treatment Technologies. So these three are someone who takes in bulk as well from our organization. So I'll give some stats here. So this is only for the month of October 2024. So only for 1 month. We're not talking about the previous months right now because we just came recently. So this is happening very recent. So Techligence has taken 9 data engineers from the organization. I mean, in that 7 are precious and 2 are experienced people. Lumen Data, 2 data engineers, experienced people, and one data engineer for sales, right? Is something which is happening in within just like very recently, within 1 month. So which stats that which tells that in a month we're doing this kind of placements and all. It all depends on the hard work of the students as well, not only just about the faculty and all. It's also what we are providing you is to tell what exactly is the latest tech stack which market requires, and what are the tools and certification which you can learn to get the job, what you're looking for, a dream job, and placements can happen. So that's what we are covering. So that's where the gap generally happens between coming out of college, or you're also there are also times where you went into QA job, and you wanted to get into a job where which pays very higher, or you have some understanding of I want to go to the US again after 2 years of jobs. What is the best career path? I think these are the good career paths. And we have people even OPT students who are MS graduates who also attend the sessions with us. I mean, in fact, the current batch which is running, we have around 5 students from the USMS programs who take this kind of courses, because data engineering and data engineering courses with AI, I think that's very rare combination, and we are helping at a good placement level as well. And there is one student testimonial which I wanted to bring to your attention. So I just wanted to just wanted you to listen, all of you. Hello everyone, I'm Jitesh. I'm excited to share my transformative journey at the Academy of Data. Enrolling in this program was one of the best decisions I have made for my career. The curriculum was meticulously designed and offering deep insights into data engineering that equipped me with practical skills. I'm proud to announce that I have recently joined Technologies as a data engineer. The supportive learning environment, coupled with the expert guidance from the faculty, made a huge impact on my professional.
I want to express my sincere gratitude to Kumar and Venkat sir for their support and mentorship. Their knowledge and encouragement helped me navigate challenges, excel in my studies. If you're looking to advance in the field of data science and engineering, I wholeheartedly recommend that the Academy of Data is truly changed my life.
So awesome. So this is someone, so one of our student, DA student as well. So he is one, got selected recently and he's a fresher, but he doesn't look like a fresher. When he came, we did not know that, will it work for him and all, not, taking a look at his percentage and scores and all. But what we have noticed was, he wanted to definitely excel. I mean, he's unable to get a job for almost 1.5 years. And then he has taken our program. He excelled on the skills, what we were talking. And we also made sure that he has done the certifications that are required for the market. And our course is tailor made to make sure that, the person actually cracks any kind of interview. We have around 200 set of interview questions with different use cases. When you actually study the use cases and you really deliver it right, so it generally works. And there's also confidence problems sometimes and all, especially it is a fresher. So that's why I was actually showing more fresher here, but there are a lot of experienced people who generally also gets a job and they get, heavy jobs as well. But Jitesh is one of the best person, if you wanted to connect with you students, right, at this point of time. So I didn't want to bring so many video testimonials. That's not maybe the great thing, but I wanted you guys to take a look at this LinkedIn feed. You can actually take a look at all of the things. There are multiple students, who has brought in, who really got job. I mean, Jitesh is only one, but before Jitesh, there are Murthy and Girish. And again, we're also having four more people, I mean, who recently got a job, and you can see the videos here. I'm just posting that, as part of your chat. Please feel free to actually visualize this, how exactly, how they got a job, how their understanding is, and then you can come back. And of course, if you want to talk to them, we're open to share their contacts and see how it can also help as well. So I think it's okay. So again, I also wanted to bring to your attention on why you should train with us. Again, we're the official training partners for Databricks University as well. So this is one important thing. It's not easy with getting a partnership with Databricks University. In fact, there are a lot of IITs and NITs as well. And from Bangalore, we are the only one organization which are part of that university program. And most of our courses are something which is validated internationally through Databricks University program. And those are the best materials which you can get it outside the market. And we have 45 successful certified students. So these are 45 success. Why I'm talking about a figure of only 45 when we train 800 and all. So I just want to bring to your notice. These certification programs actually has started only 6 months back. So previously that was not the case. So getting a certification as a data engineer by Microsoft or Databricks is something which is not easy. And any company, even if you talk about any company like Infosys and all, when you have some around 2000 developers, they hardly get 20, 30 and all. But in this case, we are focused on the certification. We are able to make sure that 45 people are successfully placed here with certifications. So certifications will actually ensure that, even when a market is not so good, so the number of chances an interview comes is very fast. So we had seen, the 45 successful certified students, the placement is 100%. So, I mean, they'll be having counter offers as well. So that's the advantage of getting certified as well. And that's what we wanted to look after as well. And again, so our training is the most comprehensive data engineering course in the market. And so we're talking about there are ChatGPT and LLMs and all, which you're talking about generative AI. So we are the best tailored course, which can actually help you to understand the data landscape very well. And comprehensive courses are very rare. You may be learning only on Azure or you're learning only on data engineering, separately, but this is a tailor made, which covers the entirety of it. And then with also understanding, making sure that you understand the use cases which are generally asked as part of the interview. So that is the best thing about this course, what we have bring in. And we have a great LMS course, I mean, factored from Class Plus again. So you'll also be in touch with us, all the time. So all the classes and all, you'll be connected with the faculty 100%. And any questions you have, you can always ask. Any labs and all will be there. All the recordings will be, in the touch of a phone. And of course, you also have the same as part of the website as well. So this is also best thing which we are offering as well. And certificate from Academy of Data for all students who can deliver the project. And so we guarantee, a placement for students, with the criteria like this. 95% attendance or 90%, generally it's okay. But they have to successfully, do the live project and complete database certification. In these three categories, we are very happy to tell that, we provide 100% placement. And, this is something, which will be without any, if you say 95% attendance, that's something, which means you have attended all the learnings and you have done all the practice, because there are a lot of practice tests, which you do it as part of the training. And you are doing a live project. I mean, see, these live projects are something tailor-made for becoming any person who was not from non-IT, wanted to come into IT also, it work. But if you are able to give this project, for sure, there's a lot you can do it. So you'll have all the help from the mentors that comes as well. But doing this means you'll definitely be able to get a job as well. Okay. So this is what we do. And any questions and answers, you can let me know, and we can take it from there.
Hello, students can ask any questions regarding this one. Anyone can ask.
Yeah. So team, so anyone can ask any small question in life, of a student, right? It's very important that you ask questions and learn out of it, or it's you wanted to probe certain problem, right? It's more about asking the question. Please come out with any questions you have. And if you don't want it to talk on the call, it's okay. You can put it in the chat across and I'll answer. It's okay. You can write the question directly to me. It's also okay. But we encourage you to talk actually. Yeah. Please go on. Awesome. So one of the questions that came up right now, is from Puneet. So the question was, can you give us examples of live project that can be done? Yeah, that's a great question. So this is something, which I actually planned, to give a demo use case and all. But the audience are something different and all. But I wanted to bring to your attention that, so we're going to working on, making sure that we work on a demo. Once you show interest and all, we're working on demo so that you can work upon. So when you talk about live project use cases, we have large data sets, which we have it. So where, we are going to plan working upon understanding the data set extraction, transformation, loading. So there will be total two projects in general, because let me go for back to the tech stack. If you see the tech stack, so you're going to work upon Databricks, and then you're talking about ADF, and you're talking about generative. So they're going to become three live projects are going to come in this use case, and the larger one will be Apache Spark on Databricks, and a smaller one will be on Data Factory and Generative AI. So those things will be all enough for us. So three live projects are part of this course. So I hope I answered your question, Puneet. Yeah, thank you. Any other questions, anyone?
Sir, could you just elaborate what are all the tools that you are going to teach?
Awesome. Yeah, sure. So this is a great question. The question was, what are the tools that you're going to work upon is something which is actually being brought up. If you see my technology stack, which is in the presentation, the first thing is going to be on the Azure side. So I'm going to talk about Azure Cloud, specific details. In fact, I'll also go into maybe you'll also get an understanding of how we work upon Azure Cloud, especially of the data services. Okay, so let me actually do that for us. So if you actually are seeing right now, we work on Azure services, and we work on, if you see these are all coming, creating resources and all, on the Azure side. The important thing, if you can actually see, are, going to be SQL databases, Azure SQL. Okay. And we'll talk about virtual machines, and we'll talk about Databricks, which we're talking about here. And again, there are more services which are going to come, which are very specific to the data set. Virtual machines, SQL database here, the storage accounts, and virtual network. And these are the important one, and the fabric is in general for the people. So these are the coverage for the Azure side of things. And not only that, we'll also talk about, the cost management as well, the alerts and all. And also people who actually take us, right? So they'll be also getting the certification mode. There is a certification given by Microsoft. I think we'll be working upon it, and I said we'll be also getting worked upon the certification successfully as well. So, and we'll talk about Azure SQL. So this will cover all the SQL database expert, DDL, DML, DCL, all the kinds. And you'll also work on complex queries with joins as well. And you'll also go for some specific like window function, other things, how these are useful. So these things will be covered as part of Azure SQL. And then we're talking about something called Python. So we have, if you see here right now, this is called Database Workspace. Maybe you don't need to get more detailed, but you can actually see, we are writing, Python here mostly. So Python and SQL are something which we are going to work upon heavily. So we do have great material that are actually, meant for working on Python for data engineering and all. So all the coverage on the Python will be covered because we're talking about something called clusters, and we'll talk about in from the Azure specific point of virtual machines. We'll be talking, and we'll integrate here, and we'll make sure that these labs are going to be working upon. So, I mean, if you just wanted, we'll also have labs as well. I just wanted to introduce as well how we do it and all. So exceptions, how we deal with it, small things, and very good material where, if you see it and all, you'll be able to easily understand things and, you'll be able to do it. And we're also making sure that, you also get here. Not only this, we'll also having the labs and as well. Labs are also being part of it so that you can solve it. So Python is something which is coming in, and you are going to work upon this great information at the same time. So we'll also talk about Databricks again. So Databricks, Apache Spark is what we're talking about. So this is a community edition. So there is a premium version which will be there. We'll be working upon more from there as well. But at the same time, so you'll be working upon especially on the Spark use cases. This is Apache Spark programming. So you'll be working upon these areas here. So the framework is something which you are working with is Apache Spark for large data sets and all. How to read, how to write, all these things will be covered. And at the same time, you'll be working on Azure Data Factory. This is a service as part of Azure again. But again, this itself is something which helps people to get a job. So you create a data factory and you work on an ETL tool. So this is something which will also be learned as well as part of it. And then the generative AI things. So you'll also build some models as well, ML, as part of this is what we're going to do as part of the course. Yeah, this takes generally a lot of time. It's okay. Don't get carried away because we're talking about so many things. We do it at each regular steps slowly and making sure that you'll be able to learn fast. It's okay. So there are people who are able to do it very easily. Even a non-native person can also do it if you do it in the right way. Awesome. Any more questions, anyone? Yeah, so the question is on the fee and all. So I think the fee thing, I think we can definitely discuss offline. So who is the person who is in touch with you? So please feel free to reach out to them and they can actually help you on the course fee structure. Yeah, but if you have any technical question and anything about the employability and all, just please ask here. Anything.